Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a Tiki Head House. This is one of the weirder requests that I've ever received, but honestly, I'm glad that I did because we have ended up with this awesome looking Tiki Head House. You guys love this as much as I do? I think it looks absolutely fantastic. Well, if you do have any more weird requests, feel free to post them down below in the comments. I will be going through those. Follow me on Twitter and suggest other things if you like at TSMC 360. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video if you want to see more things like this, and by the way, just in case you do want to see more things like this, check out the card system, check out the description below for my awesome theme house tutorials playlist. It has loads of stuff in there just like this, and I think that you guys will really enjoy it. But that's more than enough talking. Let me show you how to build this awesome looking Tiki Head House. So before you make this, I would consider making it in an area where there's a nice bit of sand, there's a place to throw some nice palm trees up, and a little bit of water as well. Obviously you can build this wherever you like, but I think an environment that's kind of like this one, maybe even a little bit more beachy and jungly, would be ideal. Although I couldn't find one that was too much better than this without having to amend it. But honestly, make it where you like. I just think that this environment is kind of perfect for this. Well, once you've figured all of that out, what you'll need to make this is some dark oak wood planks. You'll also need some spruce wood planks. Also, grab some dark oak wood stairs. You'll need spruce wood stairs. You'll need some spruce wood slabs and some dark oak slabs. We're also going to need quite a few more materials later on, but we need so many, guys, that I think that we're just going to grab them as we need them. I don't think that we'll bother just yet. So once you have each one of those materials, and once you've figured out where you want to make this thing, I'll be making it... Where do I want to make this, guys? I think I'll probably be making it right about here. I think that here's a good space. So I'm going to start this off by placing a dark oak wood plank on the ground, like that. I'm then going to, looking down at the ground, do an up left diagonal. I then want to go left by one, then do two up left diagonals, then move up by one, do an up left diagonal, move up by four, 1, 2, 3, 4, do an up right diagonal, up by one, do two up right diagonals, right by one, do an upright diagonal right by 4, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, then do a bottom right diagonal right by 1, two bottom right diagonals down by 1, do a bottom right diagonal down by 4, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, then do a bottom left diagonal down by 1, two bottom left diagonals left by 1, bottom left diagonal, connect all the way back to where you first started. So what you want to have on the floor should be a circular shape like this. Well, once you have that circular shape, what we then want to do is we want to grab a load of colours. So we actually don't have a massive amount of room for colours at the moment, so I'm going to just grab like 3 of my favourites, like yellow, lime and red. And what we're going to have down on the base of the tiki on this second row is we're going to have a random assortment of colours. So this is going to be completely comprised of colours that you like in a pattern that you want, but I'm going to be using like yellow, lime wool and some red. So I'm going to start by placing a yellow right on top of this front center dark oak wood plank block. But then what you want to do is you just want to fill the base in, and honestly it's kind of good if you keep it all random, although I'm not going to have it that random. It's kind of good to just use a colour scheme that you like and just fill in the base of this with materials that you want. And I can change this later, and I may even change this later to be completely honest with you. But the idea is that you just use a random assortment of colours and you make the base of this look all nice and colourful. It's meant to represent like just flowers and colour and stuff, so you don't really have to be that OCD about it. You can just use whatever colours you like in a random pattern that you like or something like that. I quite like what I've got going on there. I would like to use some others though. I might like to use like a little bit of purple and magenta and maybe even a little bit of cyan as well. So I mean, wherever you feel like it, just amend it and just make it as nice and colourful as possible, or don't, just use one colour. But I like this thing looking kind of colourful, to be honest. I do like it as it is, and I'm just going to, where we have a couple of the blocks where there's like more than one or so in a row, I'm just going to adjust them like that. I think that that's probably about okay. I like it looking nice and colourful like that. That's wonderful. And then we can just get rid of those. Well, what we want to do after that is we want to stack a layer of dark oak wood planks directly on top of this layer of colours. So we're just going to stack a layer of dark oak wood planks on top of this layer of colours that we have. And this is going to be the third row of our tiki. It almost looks like a colour sandwich that we have here. A really colourful Oreo. Well, once you've got that done, what you now want to do is this. And this is kind of tricky to explain, but it's actually really easy to see what you have to do. So, once you've got that second layer of dark oak wood planks done, on top of this front left-hand dark oak wood plank in this row of 5, you want to place a spruce wood plank on top of it. And then, moving right, leaving a gap of 1, place another. Moving right, gap of 1, place another. Then moving around, you want to leave a gap of 1, and you want to place a spruce wood plank on every other block going around the head of your tiki. So on every single other block, like this, you just want to place your spruce wood planks. And in between those, you want to place an upside down dark oak wood stairs, like this. Except, and this is a little bit trickier, the stairs want to be facing the way that the tiki faces. So, like, the tiki is facing front from, like, so the stairs want to be facing outwards. And, on the side, and this is still classed as the front here. But, like, on the side here, you want to have, like, the stairs facing this way, if that makes sense, guys. So, where it faces, like, left here, you want it to face left. And now that we're on the back, where we have it facing towards the back, we want to have the upside down stairs, well, I hate to say back like 4 times in a row, but they want to be facing towards the back, like this. And then once we're on the right hand side, which is where we are, they will want to face the right hand side. I mean, this isn't something that's really easy to recognize where you've went wrong. You won't notice it if you've accidentally placed one, so it's not 100% important that you get that bang on right. Well, once you've got that taken care of, what we now want to do is with our spruce wood slabs, we want to add a layer of spruce wood slabs on top of each one of those blocks that we just placed. So, on top of each one of the stairs, and on top of each one of the planks, we want to stack a layer of slabs, like so. And that'll take a second or two to do, and I've just completed it, like that. Looking pretty good. And what we can also do, since we are at the base of the tiki, take out your favourite leaves. Mine happen to be jungle leaves. And I'm going to do a layer of jungle leaves that go all the way around the base of the tiki. So can you remember that very first row of dark oak wood planks that we placed? Well, go all the way around the base of that row with a layer of jungle leaves, or oak wood leaves, or spruce wood leaves, or whatever, acacia. I've ran out of tree names, but you guys get the point. You want to go all the way around. And that kind of looks like a reef or something, doesn't it? Doesn't that look kind of cool? I think so anyway. Well, once you've got that taken care of, this is what you want to do next. So, this is also a little bit tricky, but also quite necessary. So, at the front of your tiki, where we have this, like, top, front, middle slab, we want to place a dark oak wood plank on top of that, followed by a spruce wood plank on top of that. Destroy the dark oak wood plank, and what we can then do is, going bottom left diagonally from the spruce wood plank, we want to do a bottom left diagonal with the spruce wood planks. We then want to go left by 1. We then want to do 2 up left diagonals, that'll be 1 and 2. Then go up on top of that second diagonal by 1. Do an outward facing spruce wood stairs on top of that. Then go right of that stairs by 2 with the spruce wood planks. Do a bottom right diagonal with the spruce wood planks. Go right by 2. Do an upright diagonal with the spruce wood planks. Go right by 1. Place an outward facing spruce wood stairs. Go down from that stairs by 2 with the spruce wood planks. Then do 2 bottom left diagonals, that'll be 1 and that will be 2. And then go left by 1 to reconnect. And there you have kind of the outline of your tiki's mouth. And what we can also do is we can take out our red stained clay. And by the way guys, you might want to use a different material for this, maybe like nether brick or something a little less flammable. We're going to take out the red stained clay, and we're just going to back the mouth with a layer of red stained clay. So, as you may have noticed from the thumbnail and from the image that I showed you right at the start, we do have fire inside of the tiki mouth. Now, this is a good and a bad thing. It's a good thing because it's pretty cool to have, like, the mouth up in flames. It's a bad thing because the fire as fire is a little unpredictable. You may end up setting your tiki on fire, so you might want to, before you eventually light up the mouth a little bit later on, you may just want to make sure that nothing's going to go up in flames. It'd be a shame to spend all of this time on your tiki and, well, set it on fire, which is what I did. That's exactly what I did. But that's the mouth, and we'll be talking about that a little bit more later. But if you want to just add a layer of red stained clay, kind of like in a fashion like this, just to house the fire, then that'd be really nice, because it is definitely going to add a lot to your tiki, and it's not really a tiki without the fire. But that is the mouth almost complete. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to take out one of the colours, yellow, and I'm going to place a yellow wool underneath each one of the bottom left hand and bottom right hand corners of the tiki mouth. So just underneath there, just underneath those two corner blocks, left and right, the yellow wool. Do you need this? No. Should you add it? Up to you. Well, once you've got that taken care of, this is what you want to do next. So we're now going to, coming all the way up to the top, middle, center block of the mouth, which is this one right here, we're going to one block inwards on top of this block. So on top of where we have this red stained clay, we're going to go up. We want to, going up on top of this red stained clay, do 3 dark oak wood planks coming up. That's 1, 2, and 3. Place a spruce wood plank in front of that. Going right and left of that spruce wood plank, do upside down spruce wood stairs. Do a spruce wood slab underneath that bottom center spruce wood plank, and you'll end up with this shape. What you also want to do is you want to place a spruce wood stairs on top of that plank as well. And then what we want to do is actually behind that stairs, we want to place a dark oak wood plank. And then on top of the dark oak wood plank, we want to place a spruce wood plank. We then want to go left of that spruce wood plank by 1 the dark oak plank. We then want to go left by 2 of the spruce wood planks. We then want to do 2 up left diagonals with the spruce wood, that's 1 and that will be 2. We then want to do an upright diagonal, right by 2, do a bottom right diagonal. We then want to go right by 1 the dark oak planks. We then want to go right by 1 the spruce wood, do an upright diagonal, go right by 2. Do a bottom right diagonal, do 2 bottom left diagonals, that will be 1 and that will be 2. We then want to go left by 2, and then if you like, you can reconnect with a single dark oak wood plank going left. And also you can, if you want to like separate these, can you see where we have this like triforce of dark oak wood planks? We'll place a dark oak wood plank right in the middle. Like that. Nice and easy that. Well, once you've got that taken care of, what we can then do is we can grab ourselves a material, and we want to get rid of yellow for a while, and we can get rid of red stained clay for a while. Oh, and also you won't need jungle leaves again. So what we can now grab, I like block of coal for this, and I'm also going to grab 2 other colours. I'll grab red wool and I'll grab lime wool again. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to have a layer of block of coal backing the eyes of the tiki head. So we're just going to have the block of coal, and this is just going to give the eyes a nice black interesting look like this. You can use black wool if you like, but I think something's to be said for the really cool looking block of coal. And also, in the bottom right hand corners of each one of the eyes, so the bottom right hand corner for that eye and then the bottom left, the inverse for the left one, we want to have lime green wool. And also on top of the eyes, so where we have these rows of 3 and then these single diagonals coming inwards, we want to stack another colour. I'm using red, you can use a different one, but they kind of look like eyebrows actually. But the point is that they're nice and colourful, and well, do they need another reason? I don't think so. And what you can then do, and this will save us a little bit of a job later, is, can you see where I've placed those bottom lime green walls? Well, if you want to place a spruce wood plank underneath each one of these like this, and if what you then want to do is come to the left spruce wood plank here, and if you want to kind of like, this is a little bit difficult to do, but if you want to do like 2 outward spruce wood planks like this, so coming towards the left. And then if you want to go left of that second spruce wood plank, and what you want to do is, if you can see that layer of spruce wood that we have down below there, we basically want to trace along the layer of spruce wood that we have down at the bottom where we have those spruce wood slabs, and we want to have it all the way up here. So we'll take the second spruce wood plank, we'll do like an outward spruce wood like this. We'll then go left of it by 4, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. We then want to like go inwards and diagonal 1 like this. We then want to go left 1. We then want to do 2 diagonals, so that'll be 1 and that'll be 2. We then want to go left 1. We then want to do an outward diagonal, left by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We then want to do like an inward diagonal, like facing this way, coming back. Then we want to go right by 1. We then want to do 2 diagonals, that's 1 and that'll be 2. And then left by 1. Then a diagonal, and then left by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We then want to like come inwards again, and we want to do an inwards diagonal, and we want to come forwards by 1. And then we want to do an inwards diagonal, and that should connect back to where you first started. So I'm not sure if you guys followed that along okay, but if you look like down at it now, the like halo shape that we've made, it's just the same ring of spruce wood, but it's just a little bit higher now. And that's just going to help us a little bit later on when we're trying to like place the other features of the face. Well, once you've got that taken care of, what you can now do is, for the tiki head, in between the eyes where we have this dark oak wood plank, we actually want to do like an upward diagonal dark oak wood plank. So 1 row above that middle dark oak wood plank, coming inwards, we want to place a dark oak wood plank like that. We then want to place 1 on top of it. We then want to do a spruce wood stairs, an upside down spruce wood stairs in front of that. We want to go up by 1 the spruce wood plank. We then want to do a spruce wood stairs either side, and this is upside down spruce wood stairs once again. We then want to go on top of each one of those stairs by 2 of the spruce wood planks, that's 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. We then want to place an outward facing spruce wood stairs on either side. We then want to place a spruce wood plank at the top, and if you want, you can even place a spruce wood slab right at the top there, like that. And then you can grab any one of your 2 favorite colors. I'm going to use purple and magenta, and I'm going to place a purple wool in the bottom block, and I'm going to place a magenta on top. So we now have something which should look a little bit like this, and those are the main features of the tiki head complete. So from now onwards, it's actually kind of easy, and I'll show you why. So once you've got that taken care of, let me show you what we want to do now. So I know that that looks kind of cool, doesn't it? Well, we want to take out our dark oak wood planks, and we want to come inside of our tiki head. And what you can do is you can do a layer of dark oak wood planks that sits in the side of the tiki head, and it wants to sit inside of the layer where we have like the upside down stairs and the spruce wood plank blocks, like that. It just wants to sit inside. It doesn't want to connect at the corners, and that's what it wants to look like. It wants to look like a smaller circle. Well, we want to take each one of those plank blocks, and we want to extend up each one of these planks where possible until they come up as high as where we have like in between the eyes. So can you remember earlier when we like pretty much just like started coming inwards at the top of the head between the eyes? Each one of the dark oak wood plank blocks wants to come up as high as that. So there's going to be some instances where it can't. It's basically at the top of the eyes. You know where you have the block of coal for the eyes? That's as high as it wants to come up. Well, I know you won't be able to place the planks coming up all the way around because, especially at the front, mainly at the front, you'll have just loads of blocks in the way and stuff, and it just won't be possible. But you just want to, where possible, you just want to just add the extra dark oak wood planks, and it just wants to come up, and it just wants to be as high as that, and this is going to form basically the 4-ish walls of the tiki head. This is what we're doing now. We're like doing the backing color for the head, like all of the features are done. We're doing the darker color, and this is going to be the living space inside of the head. So should you actually want to use this for a house, and you absolutely can, there's nothing stopping you, although I'm not going to show you how to do the inside of this because I haven't actually designed it. I just know that the space inside here is more than big enough that you could fit a really cool little survival house in here if you managed to build it on survival, which I'd actually be quite impressed with because there's you know what, actually a lot of these blocks aren't that hard to get a hold of, I think. Don't quote me on that. I've not really played that much survival. I played it once or twice or 30 times for a series, and it was bad. It was bad, guys. It wasn't even 30. That's made up. It was much closer to like 20, but it was not good. You guys hated it. I didn't know what I was doing. Despite the fact that I'd played Minecraft for 2 years at the time, I just didn't know anything. I've just been building. That's all I do. I don't do any more or any less, guys. I just sit here and I build. So I'm now just filling in the back part here, and now I think that now that I've done that, oh, Is it here? Yeah, it is. So everything's even with the top of the eyes now. Everything's sunk inwards. So what we want to have should look, and this is just from the front, it should look a little bit like this. So once you've got that taken care of, this is what you want to do next. So the next part of this is on the front of the house that we've made. You'll notice that a couple of things don't add up, like just behind the lips here, it looks a little bit weird and stuff, doesn't it? Well, what we're going to do is we're just going to add a layer of dark oak wood planks once again to this build, and we just want to add the layer of dark wood planks like behind the mouth, especially like this, and we also want to add a layer around the nose. So basically what we want to do is we just want to add a layer of dark oak wood planks right in the center of this, and we want to leave the end rows alone like this. So we want to leave the very end block alone, and we just want to add dark oak wood planks to the rest of this thing, and that's basically all we want to do. We just want to add dark oak wood planks to everywhere but the outer rows of this. We've got a plank to place in there, and there you will have, there we go, that looks a little bit better, guys. There we have the front of the tiki head. Now once you've got that taken care of, this is what we're going to do next. So we're going to come all the way up to the top of the head again. So once you've got that taken care of, what we can actually do is just add one additional layer on top of our ring of dark oak wood planks. Just throw another layer on top of it, because I've decided that I want to change the shape of the head ever so slightly. I want it to be ever so slightly longer. Don't worry why it's like this, it just is. Don't worry, guys. Well, once you've added that layer of dark oak wood planks on top of this, we want to one row inwards and one row above the ring of dark oak wood planks that we have right at the top of this. We want to add a layer of, well, dark oak wood planks. So we just want to shrink the head ever so slightly. It just wants to get a little bit smaller, and we want to add the layer of dark oak wood planks. So very, very easy. You just shrink it by one row. It doesn't connect at the corners or anything like that, and it just goes around like this. We then want to add a layer of dark oak wood planks on top of this. So just add a layer of dark oak wood planks on top of that. And you just want to go all the way around with this. Perfect. And then add a layer of dark oak wood stairs on top of that. So further still, coming up on top, just add a layer of dark oak wood stairs and try and make it so that they actually face the appropriate way if you can, guys, because it would just make it look a little bit better. And from the outside, you'll have something which should look a little bit like that. Looks pretty good. We then want to add a layer of spruce wood slabs that sits directly on top of the empty space that you have for the head. And something that you will know, and you actually run into this trouble a little bit later, and I'll show you what I mean when we actually have it, is because we're using stairs in such a manner as this, it means that the stairs will leave gaps at certain points. So can you see, like on the corners especially, they'll leave gaps? Well, the way that you counteract that is you simply place like a dark oak wood plank block in the corners, and then you just won't have any gaps anymore. It's as easy as that, and that's a very, very easy fix. Oh, we've just got one there as well. So once you've done that, we have just one little bit of decoration left, and this is going to feature the spruce wood planks and the spruce wood stairs. So this is what we want to have coming out of each one of the four corners of each one of the sides of the tiki. All the way up at the top left-hand corner of the tiki where we have the stairs, we want to place a spruce wood plank in front of this. We want to do an up left diagonal with the plank. Then we want to have a regular facing spruce wood stairs in the top right hand corner and an upside down spruce wood stairs underneath the bottom left hand corner, like that, where the space is. What you then want to do is the same thing on the right hand side. So on the right hand side, I just realized we have a gap there. We want to place the spruce wood plank in the corner. We then want to do an upright diagonal. We want to place an upside down in the bottom right hand space and a regular facing in the top left hand space. And that is what you want to have for the front of the head. But it doesn't stop there. Like on the left hand side of the head, where we have like this corner block, we want to place another plank. And then one in the top left hand. Then we want to do an up left diagonal and an up right diagonal. We want to have an upside down stairs in the bottom side, and we want to have a regular facing on the top. And this is the left. It's the same thing that we just did on the front. It should just look a little bit like that. And it's the same thing on the back, and that's why I'm rushing this, guys. It's very, very easy. We just want to have the plank blocks like right in front of these corner stairs, like right at the top. And then we want to have the, whoop, there we go. And then we want to have the upside down underneath, and we want to have the, obviously, the regular facing on top. And this is going to be the back. And you know what? I don't actually know what this is. I just saw this sort of decoration on some images off of Google Images. Like, I don't know what this is supposed to be, but I just saw like the same sort of decoration, and I applied it to my tiki head, and I quite like it. So we want to have something which should look a little bit like that. And that's looking pretty good, isn't it, guys? And that is just about the Tiki Head House complete. Although there is one last thing that we have to do. That is the structure of the house. But the last thing that we have to do is we want to take out flint and steel, and we're going to take out our netherrack. We're going to place netherrack just inside of the mouth here, and I realize I just destroyed part of the mouth. We're going to place netherrack just inside the mouth, and this might be a little bit difficult to place just because of the positioning. So here, here, and here. And I'm also going to place, what block did I destroy? I destroyed a spruce wood plank block. So, like here. And I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to save this, because that is just a really good idea. And what I'm now going to do is I'm going to turn fire on, and I'm going to see if this spreads. If this spreads, you'll just have to play with it until it eventually doesn't anymore. But it is very, very cool. It gives you a really cool effect, and this house isn't really a house without the fire being turned on, to be completely honest with you. You need the fire because the fire really does look amazing. You do have a problem. Fire kind of like spreads randomly, I have found. It kind of goes everywhere, and it's just a real pain when it does set fire to your tiki. So if you play in a world like mine where fire spreads is always off, then you won't run into any troubles. But can you see it's setting fire to the top right hand side? But if you do play in a survival world, you're going to want to find a way around that fire. Typically, I would have this little option set off so it wouldn't really matter, but you're going to have to be careful. You'll have to mess about with the mouth until it doesn't set things on fire, guys. Just giving you a bit of a warning, you've got to be careful with that. You know what, guys, I almost wrapped up this video without completely finishing the tiki head. There's one last thing for us to do, and it's very easy to miss. We'll need our spruce wood planks for this. And can you see where we have the mouth? Like the top left-hand corner of the mouth where we have these spruce wood stairs. Well, we want to place a spruce wood plank behind this, and can you see where we have this layer of spruce wood going all the way around the head, just a couple of rows above this? Well, we want to have the same thing once again, the spruce wood planks going all the way around the edge of the head, and there's not too much more to it. We just want the same ring of spruce wood planks going all the way around the head, and we'll end up with something that should look a little bit more like that, and it just looks pretty interesting. That's all it is. It just looks a little bit better, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Tiki Head House. Obviously, if you like, you can add some more things to the Tiki Head. You can add some more wood, you can add some more colours, you can change colours around, you can add some palm trees around this, you can add this, you can add an interior, which is kind of the idea of this being a house. I haven't designed an interior for this, but you could absolutely fit a giant house in here if you want. I'm not going to do an example of one, guys, because honestly, it'll look a little bit boring. It'll look a little bit dull. You guys don't want to see my interior. It'll look terrible. But if you just look at the amount of room that you have, you could have an awesome theme interior inside of this head if you wanted to. You could make it look absolutely amazing if you wanted to. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Tiki Head House. Well, hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, I'd really appreciate it if you could give this video a like, a favourite, a share, anything you'd feel like doing to help me out, guys. I would really, really appreciate any or all of those. Subscribe if you haven't already. Comment down below, let me know what other kinds of houses would you like to see in the future. Do you have a few more theme builds like this? I'd love to hear them. I only made this because you guys suggested it. I had no idea that I wanted to make a Tiki Head House until somebody suggested it, so let me know. Check out the card system, check out the description below. I'll be leaving a link, only one link, to my awesome theme builds tutorial playlist. You guys will find loads of stuff in there that's kind of like this. I might even leave a couple of others, who am I kidding? I always do. Well, if you've enjoyed it, I'm really glad. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.